The Buying Guide, Purchasing Made Easy. This guide will direct you on where you may purchase items for your team, classroom, or fundraising needs. As well, we'll go through the process for purchasing items and how to request a reimbursement if applicable. A purchase request must be completed and approved before ordering items. Purchase Request Form MIS 172 can be obtained from your bookkeeper. Fill out the order form completely and neatly, and be sure to sign and date in ink where indicated. Items must be ordered from the correct source, regardless of whether internal student activity or district funds are being used. There is a detailed walkthrough on completing MIS 172 if you need more assistance. There are purchasing guidelines based on the dollar amount of a requested purchase, which is provided at the end of this podcast. For now, we'll go over the purchasing precedence order. First is the warehouse. Items available at the warehouse cannot be ordered from any other source. Email your bookkeeper for the warehouse inventory list, which is updated monthly. Second, Office Depot. All office supplies not carried by the warehouse must be purchased from Office Depot. Your bookkeeper will have the Office Depot username and passwords for your order. Please do not submit an order directly to Office Depot. Third are other bid vendors. Many types of items are on bid through the district. A list of bid items can be found through the Purchasing Services website. Fourth, non-bid vendors. If the item you wish to purchase is not available through any of the above vendors, you may purchase from an approved vendor. An approved vendor has provided a W-9 and is in Munis. Before purchases are made, please check with your bookkeeper if you are unsure whether a vendor is approved. When completing MIS 172, be sure to include any applicable discounts offered by the vendor. Add shipping charges and sales tax if applicable. If shipping is free, please make note of that on the bottom of your order form. Approval for purchase. The person responsible for the funding source must sign and approve Purchase Request Form MIS 172 before it is submitted to your bookkeeper. This is usually the department head, team leader, PLC facilitator, athletic director, club sponsor, or grant administrator. Once you have submitted Purchase Request Form MIS 172 to your bookkeeper, he or she will seek approval from administration. Please do not submit your request directly to administration. Processing requests for purchase. Your bookkeeper will process orders on a first-come, first-served basis. Allow sufficient time for your order to be processed. Warehouse and Office Depot orders. Once processed, a copy of the order will be returned to you. District purchase orders will go through workflow at the district office. This could take several days depending on the funding source. Purchasing Services will then submit the purchase order directly to the vendor. Internal purchase orders. A copy of the purchase order will be returned to you once it has been processed by your bookkeeper. Receiving of goods. Verify with your bookkeeper if you are responsible for receiving the goods you ordered. If you are responsible for receiving your order, check the packing slipper invoice carefully and make sure all items on the packing slipper invoice have been received. Sign and date the packing slipper invoice as received. Give the signed and dated packing slipper invoice to the bookkeeper for payment. Invoices cannot be paid without proof of receipt. If you sign off as all items have been received, when in fact they have not, we have no recourse with the vendor to recover missing items. Purchase requests for reimbursements. If you are going to purchase items yourself and request reimbursement, you must process a purchase request before buying the items. Complete Purchase Request Form MIS 172 and put a not to exceed amount on the purchase order and a brief description of what you will be buying and the purpose. Don't forget the person responsible for the funding source, such as the department head, team leader, PLC facilitator, athletic director, club sponsor, or grant administrator, needs to sign MIS 172. Submit to the bookkeeper. The request will then be submitted to administration for approval. Once approved, the purchase request will be returned to you so you can then make the purchase. Purchase requests for reimbursements. Do not purchase personal items under the same receipt. After the purchase is made, Bring an itemized, signed, original receipt with your approved purchase request MIS 172 to the bookkeeper for reimbursement. Be sure to submit your receipt as quickly as possible in order to avoid a delay in your reimbursement check. Remember, an approved purchase request form MIS 172 must be accompanied by a signed receipt or funds will not be reimbursed to you. Sales tax will not be reimbursed on tax-exempt purchases. Remember, the district's tax exemption will not be honored while using personal cash, check, or credit card. Tax exemption forms are available from the bookkeeper or online at the purchasing website and may only be used to purchase items for the school when paying with a school check or school P-card. Purchasing guidelines. Remember, there are purchasing guidelines based on the dollar amount of a product or service. This guideline is also available on the Purchasing Services website. Thank you for taking the time to learn the procedures on purchasing items for your team, classroom, or fundraising needs. If you need further assistance, be sure to check with your bookkeeper.